Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, find a way to win, find a way to lose. And if you're a guy who has the right team around you, you can find yourself being helped out by the secret society to keep you ranked at number one, even if you lose. Are you guys following this? What's going on right now with Lomachenko? Let me tell y'all something. I have an issue with this. You're telling me Lomachenko gets in the fight with Devin Haney, right? Doesn't matter what anyone thinks at this point in time. Devin Haney got the win. Okay. They should not reverse his victory. They shouldn't order a rematch. And they most definitely shouldn't have Lomachenko ranked number one in any sanctioning body after taking that loss, especially when you look at his last few fights. The fact that he lost a couple times, Teofimo, and now Haney. So what are we doing here? This is a problem. Now, I'm going to tell you this, right? And, I've said it before, and a lot of you guys know this. If they didn't overturn when Paul Williams, right, got the victory over Erislandy Lara, if they didn't overturn Winky Wright's loss to Fernando Vargas, right, there's no way in the world they should come now and overturn Haney's victory, which they haven't done that yet. But they definitely should not have Lomachenko ranked number one in any sanctioning body. But the secret society, key decision makers behind the scenes, that's kind of how it goes. Now, for those of you who are wondering where I'm getting this from, look here at the WBO, updated 23 May 2023. Lomachenko still ranked number one. Shakur Stevenson's ranked at number two. That's horrible. And then for the WBC, Shakur Stevenson just put a post out where Shakur Stevenson was actually ranked number one in the WBC, and they bumped him down to number two and put Lomachenko back at number one. It hasn't been updated here on Box Live, but that's what Stevenson put out. So what you have across four sanctioning bodies, two of the four, as of right now, have decided to keep Lomachenko ranked number one. How? Matter of fact, who, what, when, where, why, how? You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm trying to make sense of this because I'm not a closed-minded person, but I can't make sense of Lomachenko, as far as the sanctioning body is concerned, actually holding his position at number one. He was already number one across the WBO and WBC, but for them to keep him in that position, that is absolute madness to me. Now, I'm going to sit here and say, you know what, maybe it's just a bit of a delay in getting the information updated. Maybe Shakur Stevenson was wrong, right? Because that's a possibility. Things happen. We'll give him the benefit of the doubt. But believe you me, if in a week or 2 weeks from now, this stuff remains, as far as the ranking, this rack and stack remains in place, now I'm going to start to really, raise a little bit of hell here, man. And at least I got a voice. I don't have 100,000, 300,000, 1 million followers, but I just think right is right and wrong is wrong. Now, if they want to come now and they have some criteria, some instructions, pamphlets, regulations that have explicit instruction on how they could force a rematch on Haney, and somehow things that happen behind the scenes with the fight or during the fight, things that we may not be privy to. If those things fit into those instructions or pamphlets or regulations and those sets of criterion, right? Well, then no argument. Shit, we learned something, but I'm not aware of anything like that. But this is a foul. They really want Loma. Let me tell y'all something. Get ready. I think Lomachenko just may end up getting another opportunity at Devin Haney. And I don't think it's right. Lomachenko doesn't have a belt. Lomachenko was an outstanding amateur, probably the most decorated amateur ever. Okay? Those are just facts. We can't take that from him. But we can't come out here now and talk about what he did as an amateur and decide we're going to let that dictate to how we're operating and how we're moving as far as professional boxers now. What he did as an amateur shouldn't affect him getting another opportunity in a professional fight. Come on, man. That's ridiculous. I don't care what anyone says. It's just ridiculous, man. So, I don't know. I'm going to sit back and wait and see how this plays out. But we're going to find out exactly what's going on here, because I don't care what Lomachenko did in that fight. He didn't do anything, in my opinion, that would warrant them to force something like what they're forcing. And a lot of people are talking about this particular combination that he threw here and this little bit of work that Lomachenko did in the fight. A lot of people are getting still to this day, kind of super excited about it. And they're saying that Lomachenko, this alone, warrants the rematch. And I'm showing it to you because I could sit here, man, and do probably 1,000 videos on the things that Lomachenko did that were outstanding. And I could also do 1,000 things and break it down, just like this video, on the phenomenal things that Devin Haney did. So this is, to me, all nonsense. You know what I'm saying? Like, if we want to create a narrative, we can create a narrative. But don't tell me because of one set of combinations that alone should warrant somebody getting another shot at a fight they lost. With that being said, Vasily Lomachenko's manager, hey, they filed the appeal, and to me, it looks like it's getting some traction. Okay, let me tell you something. They may come and deny the appeal to force Lomachenko to get himself a rematch, but there's other ways around getting him that rematch. It may not be immediate, but if he holds tight in the number one position and they make him a mandatory, well, then that forces Devin Haney to give up the belts if he doesn't take the fight. And that's what I think they're trying to do. And that sucks. Trying to force Devin Haney to take a fight that he obviously doesn't want to take again because he beat Lomachenko. It was a tough fight. Devin Haney's not used to getting hit. Lomachenko's not used to getting hit like that. But you want to force Devin Haney to make a move. Either rematch or drop the belts. See, this is how secret society works. They're gonna strip Devin Haney. Watch. If he doesn't drop the belts, they're trying to force Lomachenko on him. They're gonna strip him. And they're gonna sit back and talk about what Lomachenko did in the fight and show you those little clips to create narratives to make it seem like Lomachenko just overwhelmingly beat down Devin Haney. And that is not what happened. That's not what happened. Man, it's frustrating. I tell you what, when it comes to Devin Haney, he's a young man, and I think it was a competitive fight, but I think Devin Haney did more across the 12 rounds. But I'm gonna tell you this, man. If they do that to him, man, I'm gonna be a bit concerned about about him and his mental health and long-term effects of what they're doing to him right now, because you can't leave your mind behind. And to me, if they try to force him to fight Lomachenko, because Lomachenko remains the number one and becomes mandatory again, and Devin Haney decides I don't want to do it, and they decide to strip him, that's horrible. And you know what? I'm gonna give you a story before I end this video. When I was I'm retired military, right? I'm gonna give you a story. I remember we get a lot of awards in the military depending on if you're a top performer and stuff like that, and you compete with other sections, other squadrons, other groups and wings. I'm talking military talk, but basically, if you have a company and there's different sections in a company, say one section like cybersecurity, the other section the project managers, the other section are the analysts, right? Those sections compete amongst each other as far as what they've done for the company, kind of like in the military, right? But anyway, I won a huge award, right? I won a huge award, and they called my name and they gave me the award, and so I received the award and I went back to my work center. Matter of fact, on that day, I got the award and my section won an award. So I go back to my work center. And about, I don't know, like 2 weeks later, somebody who was part of leadership, right, they came in there and asked to talk to me. And when they asked to talk to me, they started talking about they were looking to do something, and realized that I had received a lot of awards already. The section has received a lot of awards already, and they decided to take the award from me and the award from my section and give my award to someone else and the section award to another section. That way, the other person, as far as their file would be more competitive for promotion. And they said I just had so much already, I didn't need anything else. And as far as the award for the section, they took that and gave it to another section because those guys were doing great work. Wasn't as great as ours, but my section had been receiving a lot of awards throughout the year. So just a way to motivate and keep the commitment level high for this other section, they decided they wanted to give it to them. And I looked at these guys, and all I said was, I don't agree with what you're saying. If my effort is greater, my reward should be greater. If my section is greater, my section's reward should be greater. And you're going to come now and take that from us to give to someone else whose effort wasn't as great. I said, now with me, I'm telling you it bothers me. I was like, but I also understand how everything works. It's like getting a scholarship, full ride scholarship. You don't need 10 to go to college. You just need one. But at the same time, if you earned all 10, then then you deserve to get all 10. And he knew what I was saying, but he wasn't budging. So I was like, y'all gonna do what you want to do anyway, do it. And they took that shit, they took that damn award from me, they took that award from my section, and they gave it to other people who were less deserving. And were they happy? Yes. Did that affect their morale positively? Yes. What do you think it did to my morale and to the morale of my section? Right? It fucked us up. Okay? And that's why when I look at the possibility of these guys forcing Devin Haney into a situation to where he may, basically, they're going to say, hey, this guy's effort was less than yours, but we're going to take your we're going to force you into a rematch, and we're going to take your belts and strip you if you don't fight him. Basically taking his award. And if they do that, I'm going to tell you right now, I think it's fucked up. That being said, y'all keep cool. Shout out to the veterans, all 7 continents. In the breeze.